What's up, guys? Let's talk about the iPhone 16e. I wanted to make this video because a lot of people are probably going to pre-order this phone on the 21st, and I wanted to go ahead and give my recommendations on alternatives that you should definitely check out if you are interested in kind of upgrading your older iPhone. Let's say maybe people are looking at this phone because they have a SE1, SE2, or they have a much older phone like an iPhone 11 or a 10s or something like that. Guys, I would highly recommend that you go with a older, iPhone, like not too old, like an iPhone 14, which I really like, and the iPhone 13 you can find for like $300. You can find this for around less than $400 now. The 16e is such a bizarre phone because it starts at $600. The biggest thing that came to my mind that doesn't make sense is that on eBay and Amazon you can find an iPhone 16 for around $664. So you just pay an extra $64 and you get a much better phone. And they made some very interesting decisions here. We still have the single camera setup. We still have the notch here, so no dynamic island on here. And it's still a 60 hertz panel here in 2025, which is, just crazy in itself. But also Apple opted to take the MagSafe out of here as well. And yeah, it has the Apple A18 chip, so you get the Apple Intelligence and stuff like that. But my thing is, I've been using Apple Intelligence. I don't even think it's really good. I don't really think you're going to use it that much anyway, if we're being completely honest. And it doesn't have the camera button or the capture button or something like that. And these are kind of gimmicky things, right? The Apple Intelligence isn't really that good, and the capture button is not really that useful, right? So you don't really need it. That's why I said my number one recommendation was just go with something a lot cheaper, like the iPhone 14. The cameras are extremely good. The display is still really good. The hardware still looks really good. It doesn't look outdated. It'll get plenty of iOS updates, and you spend significantly less money. Now, you can get an iPhone 16 if you wanted something newer, but I just can't. It's hard to justify spending $600 when you can get an iPhone 16. Or even if you wanted something with more cameras, right? You wanted the telephoto lens, or you wanted something bigger. Me personally, I'm going with a 14 Pro Max all day. You get the high refresh rate display. And you get the extra telephoto lens, you get the dynamic island. Yeah, it's not gonna have Apple Intelligence, but like I said, Apple Intelligence is not really useful. So you can get an iPhone 14 Pro Max, use refurbished $544. This makes way more sense. Yeah, so I just think the 16e I was anticipating this phone, but now after seeing it, it just makes no sense. And then you also have the iPhone 15, which is another phone, but I wouldn't even buy the iPhone 15. Like if I were gonna do that, I would just get the iPhone 15 Pro. So it's like either way you want to go, the 16e doesn't make any sense because it's not cheap enough to justify buying this phone. You can get an excellent iPhone 15 Pro for $634. So you gotta see what I'm saying. It actually makes no sense to actually buy the 16e, because I'm trying to think, but there's no way you could reason that. Anybody telling you to buy that phone there's just no way. Now again, the phone's not out, gotta test the phone out, sure, but the battery life has been improved because apparently Apple's using a different type of modem or something like that. But yeah, I am not impressed with this phone at all. This phone really needed to be around $500 to really $450. It would kind of make more sense. It would be extremely competitive buy at $500, $450. But yeah, I just don't see how this phone makes any sense. But what do you guys think? Am I completely wrong? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.